Hey guys, welcome back to Paper Highlighter, your home for messy couples, bad decisions, and reality TV receipts. If you thought the tell-all was wild, wait till you see what happened after the camera stopped rolling. First up, Jasmine versus Gino versus Matt is officially a three-way disaster. Jasmine drops a haunting photo with blood smeared on her face, hinting at domestic violence and promising that one day she'll tell a full story. Gino jumps into the comments calling her a psychotic, saying she cut herself, smeared the blood, and that he never laid a hand on her. Then pulls out those Disney World photos that seem to prove she was with Matt months before the open marriage storyline even started. And now fans are asking, is Jasmine the victim or the villain, or both? Meanwhile, Jasmine's spiritual husband, Matt, is out here casually admitting on the tell-all that if things don't work out, there might already be another Romanian woman lined up, courtesy of his mom. Viewers are stunned that Jasmine could get dumped in almost the exact way she once did Gino. Karma speed ran this one. Next, Sophie Sierra is in her soft launch era. She's posting a cute reel, wrong turns and all, while a tattooed hand guides her every time. Fans swear that hand belongs to international model Jay Ransom, calling him Rob Warne 2.0, but upgraded, while Rob is still out here trash-talking her and she's clearly moved on. Then, over in Darcey land, Georgi goes from, "I'll make the whole villa hear you scream," to "ZZZ" in about 5 seconds. After bragging to the entire cast about his bedroom skills, he gets to the room, lies down, and nothing. Fans are roasting him, insisting he was faking sleep because he didn't even want to hook up. And in a rare bit of good news, Huang might have secretly married her new man. She's calling him husband, he's speaking Mandarin fluently, they're trading I love yous, and fans are cheering after everything she went through with Josh, even though the divorce paperwork still sounds like a mess. Finally, Amani has fans genuinely worried. She posted from a hospital bed, voice shaking, admitting she's at her breaking point while juggling a new job and life after that chaotic throuple storyline. She says even her own husband doesn't really know how low she is, and viewers are flooding her with messages begging her to put her mental health first.
So yeah, accusations of abuse, cheating receipts at Disney, soft launch boyfriends, bedroom flop legends, secret husbands, and a mental health crisis. And that's just today's episode. If you live for the mess but still care about the people behind it, hit like, smash subscribe, and tap that bell so you don't miss a single update. All right, let's dive all the way in. Jasmine Pineda just posted a blood-smeared selfie, accused Gino of domestic violence, and the receipts flying in right now are absolutely wild. If you thought the Jasmine-Gino saga was over, think again. She's hinting at being physically harmed, he's firing back, calling her story a lie, and fans are now split over who they believe. So here's what set the internet on fire. Jasmine jumps on Instagram with a black and white close-up selfie, her face looks exhausted, her expression is drained, and the most shocking detail? There's what appears to be smudged blood along her cheeks and jawline. This is not a glam shot. This is something really bad just happened energy. In the caption, she writes, "One day I will show the whole story." Now, she doesn't directly tag Gino, but everyone knows who her main villain is in this narrative. Fans instantly read it as Jasmine implying she was physically harmed, maybe by her ex-husband, Gino Palazzolo, and social media went into full detective mode. Was this evidence of domestic violence? Was she finally ready to tell it all? But if you know Gino, you know he is not about to sit there and take that kind of accusation quietly. He heads straight to the comments and basically tries to flip the script. According to Gino, he never touched her. Instead, he claims Jasmine was psychotic that day, that she cut herself with a knife and then smeared her own blood on her face before taking that picture. He literally writes, "This is what happened. No physical abuse whatsoever on my part. I would never harm a woman."
So he's not just denying it, he's framing the whole thing as self-inflicted for drama. And Gino doesn't stop there. He says the timing is convenient because he recently proved her infidelity, claiming Jasmine was with Matt in Disney World only 6 months after their marriage, staying 4 nights in the same hotel. So now we've got two huge bombshells colliding. Jasmine posting a blood-streaked "one day I'll tell the full story" selfie that looks like a DV allegation. Gino claiming she's not a victim of abuse at all, but a cheater who staged the photo and cut herself after he exposed her relationship with Matt. In the comments, fans are all over the place. Some say if this is true, why wait to tell the whole story? Others call out Jasmine for using a single picture as proof and point out that a medical report or police documentation would be a lot more convincing than an emotional selfie. At the same time, there's a group that doesn't trust Gino either. They feel like both of them have lied so much on camera that at this point, nobody looks clean. And because this involves domestic violence accusations, the stakes are way higher than your average cheating scandal. Right now, it's basically a who do you believe war. Jasmine with the haunting photo, or Gino with the cheating receipts and a completely different version of what happened that night. So I want to hear from you. Based on what we've seen so far, the blood-smeared selfie, Gino's "she cut herself" claim, and the Disney World cheating receipts, do you think Jasmine is exposing the truth or is weaponizing the internet against her ex? Sounds off in the comments. And don't touch that dial because the Jasmine-Gino chaos is just one piece of the 90-day mess we've got today.
Up next, Sophie Sierra is out here soft launching a new man who looks like Rob Warne 2.0, but fans say this upgraded model might actually be an international fashion star. All right, let's break down this soft launch because Sophie did not come to play. She jumps on Instagram with a cute reel captions, "My brain when I'm with him." The video shows Sophie grinning from ear to ear while she's driving and constantly taking the wrong turn. It's chaotic, it's adorable, and every time she messes up, this tattooed hands with rings reaches over and guides the wheel back on track. The whole vibe of the reel is, I don't even have to think, he's got me. Sophie is leaning into her feminine, soft, slightly ditzy energy, and she's basically saying, he takes care of everything, I can just relax and be happy. Now, here's where the fandom kicks in. Sophie never shows his face, never tags him, doesn't drop a name, but fans immediately start playing Guess the Boyfriend. The consensus? They think her mystery man is Jay Ransom, a famous international model. Why Jay? You were zoomed in on the details. The tattoos on the hand, the rings, the general build and style. Then they went to Jay's page, compared photos, and noticed that Sophie and Jay follow each other on social media. That, plus the matching hand aesthetic, has fans convinced this isn't just a random guy, it's a model-level new man. Meanwhile, Rob Warne is allegedly still out here trash-talking Sophie, but she's clearly unbothered. After the drama, the breakup, and the headlines involving Pedro, Sophie looks like she's fully stepped into her soft life era with someone who actually shows up for her. To add even more fuel, Julia jumps into the conversation and basically winks at the audience. She teases that she knows who Sophie's boyfriend is and that she has all the tea on this relationship. Sophie even confirms it, saying Julia knows everything, which just makes fans more desperate for a face reveal or some kind of couple debut. Right now, Sophie's playing a very controlled PR game. Show the vibe, show the dynamic, don't show the face. And honestly, it's working. The mystery is the point. She's signaling that she's taken, she's happy, and her new man is capable and protective without giving viewers enough to fully invade their privacy. Yet. So what do you think? Is Sophie really dating international model Jay Ransom, or are fans reaching with the tattoo and rings detective work? And do you like this new soft life with the soft launch era for her? Drop your theories below. Keep it locked because the Sophie mystery man is just the calm before the real storm. Up next, we're diving straight into Matt and Jasmine's tell-all drama, including the shocking reveal that he might already have another woman lined up. On the tell-all, Jasmine and Matt showed up acting like the smug it couple. But one conversation about their future exposed something chilling. Matt's mom allegedly has a backup bride waiting in Romania in case Jasmine doesn't work out. Let's unpack this, because the way this played out on camera was brutal. On Tell All Part 2, Jasmine and Matt come in as this united front. They're cozy, they're affectionate, and Jasmine clearly loves showing off how jealous Gino is of their connection. Matt is being painted as the doting, spiritual husband who stepped in as a father figure to her sons. But once the conversation shifts to their actual future together, everything starts to crack. Jasmine opens up to her co-star Julia in a really raw way. She admits Matt's mom is not thrilled about the relationship. In fact, she says Matt's mom straight up told her that she has another woman lined up for her son, a good Romanian girl who is ready to marry him if Jasmine can't work out. Julia's reaction is exactly what viewers were thinking. She says, "Some girl waiting for Matt? That is fucked up." And she's not wrong. The idea that there's a standby fiancé waiting in another country while Jasmine is pouring her whole life into this man, that's next level messy. Later, some of the cast sit Jasmine and Matt down to push for answers. Jovi asked the question everyone at home is screaming. If Jasmine doesn't marry you, are you going to take another opportunity? Jasmine looks at Matt like she's begging his eyes to say no. Instead, he says, "Maybe, we'll see. I can't say like this, but if we don't live together." Then Andre presses him, how long would you actually wait for Jasmine? And that's when it gets even worse. Matt takes this long pause, and you can almost hear the air leave the room. He doesn't give a clear ride or die answer. It feels like he's already mentally keeping his options open, including that Romanian backup his mom approves of. Fans watching this are shook because it flips the narrative. Jasmine has been dragged for cheating, for drama, for playing victim, but suddenly she's the one who might get traded in like an expired visa. The wild part? Off camera, their social media tells a different story. Jasmine is still calling him her spiritual husband, publicly praising him for stepping up as a father to her boys. And their posts suggest they've chosen to stay together and try to build a life. So we're left with this uneasy question. Is Jasmine truly safe with Matt long term? Or is she building a future with a man whose own family is already interviewing her replacement? Be honest, if you were Jasmine, would you stay with a guy whose mom has a backup bride on deck and who can't even give a straight "I'll wait for you" on national TV? Let me know if you think Matt is loyal or just biding his time. And just when you think this love triangle can't get any messier, the receipts start rolling in.
Up next, Gino's dropping Disney World photos and alleged cheating proof that could blow Jasmine and Matt's whole storyline wide open. For months, Jasmine has painted Gino as the paranoid villain making up cheating accusations. Now he's dropped photographic evidence that she was at Disney World with Matt long before their open marriage storyline, and it might rewrite their whole 90-Day Fiancé narrative. All right, let's get into this, because this is not just text messages or hearsay anymore. This is full-blown photos at the most magical place on earth level chaos. From the beginning, Gino has insisted that Jasmine cheated on him with Matt before 90 Day The Last Resort. Jasmine pushed back hard, saying they were nothing more than gym buddies and that anything intimate only happened after the two agreed to an open marriage. So for a while, the fandom was split. Was this just Gino being controlling and insecure, or was there something more? Well, now we have more. Gino recently shared photographic evidence that Jasmine and Matt were at Disney World together, and the timeline is the dagger. According to Gino, these pictures were taken almost 3 months before the open marriage agreement ever existed. At that point, Jasmine was supposedly on a business trip without him. A fan spotted her at Disney World with Matt, snapped photos, and sent them to Gino. Let's pause right there. A business trip when, as the article brutally points out, Jasmine hasn't exactly been clocking in at a 9 to 5 since Panama. That alone raises eyebrows. Add on the fact that she's at Disney with the same guy she later tried to sell as just a gym partner, and it's not a great look. Gino claims Matt didn't just go to Disney with her, he likely paid for the trip and the hotel. So now it's not just, we worked out together a few times. It's 4 nights in the same hotel, at Disney World, on a business trip, months before the open marriage storyline. And to make it even more brutal, Gino says this trip allegedly happened the same week as his birthday. Fans are looking at this and going, okay, this is bad. Even people who didn't like Gino are admitting this feels like much more than a simple miscommunication. Remember, we already saw phone records on Happily Ever After that showed a suspicious level of contact between Jasmine and Matt. But you can still kind of squint and say, maybe it's flirty friendship, maybe it's exaggerated. These Disney photos, they're a different story. This is physical proximity, overnight stays, and a secret trip under the guise of business. Meanwhile, Jasmine has spent the season and social media time framing Gino as the villain, accusing him of marriage fraud, calling him controlling, and acting like he's just bitter and making up lies to ruin her new relationship with Matt. But now, with the baby by Matt and what looks like a happy new life, it begs the question, why keep up this alternative narrative? The writer in the article even admits they feel way less sympathetic toward Jasmine. If she's truly moved on and living her best life with Matt, why does it matter so much to her to keep denying what looks, at this point, like obvious infidelity? The only theory that makes sense to some fans, admitting she cheated could have immigration consequences. If acknowledging the affair would put her status in the U.S. at risk, that might explain why she's clinging so hard to this "I never cheated" storyline, even when the receipts are screaming otherwise. Right now, viewers are in this weird place where they're like, yes, Gino has been messy. Yes, Jasmine has every right to leave a bad relationship. But also, the Disney World receipts are damning. It feels like the franchise itself might have to address this on a future spin-off because fans are not dropping it. So tell me in the comments, after seeing the Disney World photos and hearing the birthday timing, are you still Team Jasmine, or has this flipped you to Team Gino was right all along? And do you think she'll ever flat out admit she cheated? And just when you think 90-day couples can't get more embarrassing, someone decides to turn bedroom bragging into a complete flop. Coming up next, Georgi goes from promising to make Darcey scream to passing out cold, and fans are roasting him for the most awkward fade to black in franchise history. On Happily Ever After, Georgi hyped up his bedroom skills in front of the entire cast, promising Darcey a steamy, unforgettable night. What actually happened was the most anticlimactic fade to black we've seen in franchise history. So let's set the scene, because this is pure secondhand embarrassment. During a group conversation, Darcey opens up about how stale her and Georgi's bedroom life has become. She basically admits that things just aren't what they used to be, and she's craving more romance, more passion, more effort. That's when Andre jumps in like the unofficial intimacy coach of the villa. He calls Georgi out, asking why he isn't stepping up and heating things up for his wife. You can see Darcey is low-key loving it, because for once someone else is saying what she's been thinking. Feeling the pressure, Georgi puffs up his chest and goes full macho mode. He proudly announces that he's going to take care of Darcey, that he's Bulgarian, and that the whole villa is going to hear her scream all night. Darcey is hyped. She's giggling, she's flirty, she's basically ready to renew her 6-month membership in their bedroom because this is exactly the energy she's been begging for. The cast looks half amused, half skeptical, but everyone's curious to see if Georgi can actually deliver on this big talk. The vibe shifts instantly. Instead of passionate kisses or a steamy moment, Georgi just flops down. He lies on the bed, doesn't initiate anything, and within moments he's asleep. No romance, no fireworks, not even a spark. Fans watching at home, they lost it. The same man who just told everyone they'd hear Darcey scream is now motionless, like he's auditioning to play a corpse on CSI. People on Reddit joked that he played dead just to avoid intimacy. And honestly, it kind of looked that way. One viewer wrote, "I think he pretended to be asleep because he did not want to sleep with her." Another said, "That dude does not want to have sex with her. Seems pretty clear. Can't blame him." The general consensus is that Georgi's words and his actions are living in completely different universes. For Darcey, this is just another layer of humiliation. She's already admitted on camera that things are boring in the bedroom. So for Georgi to grandstand in front of everyone and then do nothing when it's just the two of them, that's not just disappointing, it's exposing. It makes their whole marriage look like a performance. All talk, no follow through. So I want to hear from you. Was Georgi truly exhausted and crashed? Or was that a strategic "I'm sleeping" to dodge intimacy with Darcey? And if your partner bragged like that in public and then bailed, would you be done? Stick around because the bedroom cringe is giving way to a rare 90-day success story you might not have seen coming.
Up next, we're talking about Lily Huang, her new man, and why fans think she quietly went from divorce disaster to happily ever after. Lily's 90-day marriage to Josh imploded in under a year. Financial stress, zero intimacy, communication breakdown, him moving to China but not really stepping up. It was messy, it was draining, and it left her starting over alone. At least that's what we thought. Now she's popped back up online with a new man, a new dynamic, and a new title, husband. Here's what's going on. Lily shared a super sweet video with her new boyfriend, who many fans are now calling her husband. The clip was originally on TikTok, then reposted to Reddit by a fan. In the video, they're in the car, driving through a scenic landscape. It's not flashy, it's not staged, it feels cozy and real. What really stands out is the way they talk to each other. He's speaking fluent Mandarin, her native language, and they're casually dropping "I love you" back and forth like it's the most natural thing in the world. This is a massive contrast to Josh, who struggled with communication on every level: emotional, practical, and linguistic. Fans immediately pointed out that this new guy has clearly put in real effort to understand her culture and meet her where she is, instead of expecting her to do all the adapting. At one point in the clip, Lily and her man refer to each other as husband and wife. That's what sent the fandom into overdrive. Commenters flooded the repost with congratulations, heart emojis, and "finally she got a good one" energy. People are saying things like, "He's already 10 times better than Josh," and "she deserves this after everything she went through." But, and there's always a but, one fan chimed in with the key detail. Legally, Lily may not actually be married yet. Apparently, Josh messed up the divorce paperwork, which could be slowing down the official process. So while Lily and her new man are emotionally and socially calling each other husband and wife, the legal side might still be a work in progress. That hasn't stopped fans from shipping them hard. Viewers love that they bonded over traveling, that he took the time to learn her language, and that the energy between them feels supportive instead of draining. Some are even saying this is who TLC should bring back, not Jasmine and Madigan.
A lot of people would rather see Lily return to the franchise with this new guy than watch yet another round of toxic chaos. Right now, Lily's story feels like a rare 90-day arc where someone actually escapes a bad situation and upgrades, emotionally, culturally, and romantically. Do you think Lily and her new man should come back to 90 Day as a fresh couple, or should she keep this drama-free relationship off reality TV entirely? And would you call someone husband before the paperwork is final? Keep it locked, because the glow-up energy stops cold when our next cast member shows herself filming from a hospital bed and admitting she's on the verge of breaking. Coming up, Amani opens up about a terrifying mental health spiral, a new job, and why she says not even her husband knows how bad it really is. Amani just filmed herself from a hospital bed, voice shaking, saying she's lost it. And it might be the rawest thing we've seen from a 90-day star in a long time. This isn't clickbait drama or a messy tell-all fight. This is a woman who helped headline one of the wildest throuple storylines in franchise history, now openly admitting she's at her breaking point while trying to juggle a new job and a brand new life. So here's what went down. Amani recently jumped on her Instagram story and dropped a video that honestly shocked a lot of people. In the clip, she's lying in a hospital bed, clearly exhausted, struggling just to sit up and talk. She explains that she's getting treatment for her mental health. She uses the word psychic in the video, but the context is very much about emotional and mental collapse. Her voice cracks multiple times as she tries to explain where she's at right now. At one point, she looks into the camera and asks, "Do you feel like you're going to break?" Then she admits she feels like that, like she's worked so hard and pushed herself so far that she's hit the point where she might completely fall apart. It sounds like whatever company she was working with either kicked her out or her business took a major hit. She calls this her lowest point, and what really stings is when she says that no one really knows how bad it is, not even her husband Matt, who is active on social media. She talks about the loneliness that hits when you're crumbling inside and still trying to keep up a brave face for everyone else. This is the same Amani who made headlines for her throuple situation and that heavily questioned storyline with Matt, where viewers weren't even sure what was real and what was performative. A lot of people assumed that once the camera stopped rolling, she'd disappear from the spotlight and quietly rebuild her life. Instead, she's back in the public eye, but this time it's not for a scandal, it's for a breakdown. She uses the moment to urge followers to take care of themselves, to listen to their bodies and their minds before they hit that breaking point. And that message clearly resonated. On a repost from @90day Fiancé Alexa, fans flooded the comments with empathy. Some shared their own horror stories about toxic workplaces and burnout, saying they recognized the pain in her voice. Others reminded her she's loved and told her to step away from anything that's destroying her mental health, even if it looks glamorous from the outside. And don't forget, she recently made waves talking about partnering with Rihanna's Fenty Beauty on a tech project. So from the outside, it might look like she's winning. But her video is a brutal reminder that success on social doesn't always match what's going on privately.